Hi, I'm Jill Galloway. I'm an artist educator at the National Portrait Gallery and a full-time artist with J. Galloway Studio. In today's Drawn to Figures lesson, we're talking about how to draw the seated figure. Now this gets a little tricky for some artists because basically it means you're going to be bending the legs up, which means they're coming towards you or foreshortened. Don't panic. We're going to make this very simple so you don't need to have any experience. Okay, let's get started. For today's lesson, you'll use whatever your favorite drawing tool is. I'm going to use charcoal pencils because it's my favorite and it's easiest to erase. Legs in the seated pose are typically foreshortened or coming towards you. So the easiest way to start is to first consider where the legs originate from, and that's the hip bones or the pelvic box. The pelvic bone is shaped like a box, so as you're drawing your seated figure, go ahead and just draw a square or a box on the seat. To separate the legs, you're going to make two circles within the hip box or the pelvic box. This is where the legs are originating from. Next, you need to locate the knees. First, draw them as two circles. Pay close attention to how the knees relate to one another by just drawing a line between the two and then comparing or measuring to make sure you have the angle right. Now connect the two boxes by going from corner to corner. In making this one big box, you're enclosing the space that encompasses both upper legs. So then you'll connect the knees to those two circles like this. Also coming out of that pelvic box is the rib cage or the upper body. You can look at the upper body in two ways. First, locate the shoulders and draw a line from shoulder to shoulder, and then drop the line straight down to the pelvic box. Together, these two rectangles make an L shape. You can also draw the upper body as a triangle, with the top angle being across the shoulders and then the two side angles meeting in the pelvic box. Just add the oval rib cage and then sticks for arms for now. Now remember, the legs are cylinders inserted into the pelvic bone, so you can draw two circles inside the pelvic bone. These circles will almost touch in the middle. Now connect the knees to the circles and the hips. Before you get wrapped up in drawing all the folds of the clothing, set up those leg cylinder shapes first so you're sure they're in the right place. Coming from the circles for the knees, the shin bones will run straight down to the feet. If you're having any trouble locating the knees or getting the legs to look right, look for the negative space between the legs. That usually is a good tip. If the legs are crossed, simplify the shapes. Draw the cylinder thighs and then add the shins. You can always visit our website at www.mpg.edu to download some images of seated figures to practice your drawing. Here's a few of my favorites. Thanks so much for joining me for today's Drawn to Figures lesson. I would love to see how your seated figures turned out. If you wouldn't mind posting your drawings on social media with the hashtag MyNPG, then we can all check it out. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.